All right, all right. Let there be light. Let there be light. How y'all doing, man? It's almost noon, and you know, uh, what's the day? The sixth. No, yesterday was Shaq's birthday. Shaq turned 50. That supposed to be a relative. His grandmother married a relative of mine, Rose Chambers. And I met Shaq mom. And so in my travels, I hope to run into him and we link up and chop it up about how we related through the Chambliss name and the Chambliss lineage. But anyway, we not here for Shaq. I just saw a text, no, something on Instagram. Shaq be always talking about making moves, investments and stuff, and he was saying something with his Omega Sci-Fi stuff on here, Q Dog. He was saying that he's by far not the smartest, but he's good at emulating what somebody else does. You know, like you seeing somebody doing something great, it's okay to say, "Hey, how you do that? Do you mind if I get the information?" You know what I'm saying? And just opening up and being genuine, people will just you know provide information. It's all about the approach. You If somebody has something that you want or something that you need for as information, it's all about the approach. Humble yourself and say, "Hey, can you help me?" And he says, "I'm good at that. I'm good at humbling myself and say, "Can you help me get this information, or can you help me get in this space? I admire your idea or what you doing." You know what I hate? I hate when people sit around on the sneak tip just listening to what you saying or talking about, and then next thing you know, they running off and doing it and acting like it's their idea. I mean, yeah, they really don't owe you nothing. They ain't gotta ask your permission, but it's just the point. You didn't have that idea until you heard me talk about it. So I'm very open. I talk about things on a wide scale, and I don't care who did it or do it, but it's just an etiquette of things. You know what I'm saying? And some people just don't have etiquette with how and the way they do things. And it do make you feel some kind of way when you sat around and talk to somebody about something and then they run and do it. Like I had a friend back in the day. We went shopping one particular time and I noticed he didn't touch nothing like you know, it wasn't nothing that he liked that he wanted to get until he saw me touch it. And I was like, okay, why you getting everything that I'm picking up? Or you're not interested until I pick it up, or you know what I'm saying? I ain't make nothing of it or think nothing of it, but you know, it just kind of puts you in a bad space of somebody that don't have their own mind and wanna jock everything you talking about and everything you doing. But if you gonna do it, be straight up about it. Hey man, I like this. Look, yeah, you don't have to ask permission. And I ain't gonna act like I haven't did it, but I don't make it a business of doing that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's obvious. It don't look good. It don't look good on anybody as an individual. And it's like, it I'm just saying, some people it don't bother, but it kind of bothers me. I mean, I'm just being real, if I got an idea or I'm talking about anything and you want to rock with it, just say, "Dave, that's a great idea, man. Look, I'm rocking with that. Just the fact that I'm in the know, I can give you the blessing. Now you don't have to ask, but I just feel like if you like that idea, you're gonna like other ideas that I talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I can help you. So that's what you're missing. When you on the sneak tip or trying to, run with an idea or you don't get something because you waiting to see what somebody else gonna get, I just feel like you miss out on the big picture because just say you have no sense of nothing. And the fact that you admitted that and you humbled yourself, then boom, I'll be reluctant to say, bro, let's throw some ideas around. You know, but the sneak tip on you ear hustling and then you making a move and woo, it's like they say, don't talk about your business ideas with folks because people will hear it and run with it. Then it's not nothing special when you do it. Now I really do get that, So everything ain't for everybody, and don't be putting your ideas out to everybody if you have a problem with people running with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you got people that matter that don't mind, and you have people that do mind. And I'm kind of in the middle. You know, sometimes I don't mind and sometimes I mind. It's just the point. I'm all about honor, respect. I'm about ethics, ethical. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm built. I'm built off the honor code, and a lot of people. That's what it is. People is not honorable no more. Or even when the time when people were honorable, it's still folks that the hell with all that. I'm gonna do what I do. So I guess I'm saying I don't like them kind of people that have no honor, no ethics with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you in the street, you got beef, you got problems. I'm coming after you. I'm not gonna go get your mother. I'm not gonna shoot your kids. I'm not gonna get your girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's those that I don't like that have no honor, And back in the day, when you harm mothers and kids, especially, especially elders, if you harm them, you know, you had a mark on your back from another or group of wolves. You ain't the only wolf on the street. That's deadly, that's dangerous. Because you're looked at as a person that's not ethical and no honor. So therefore, I gotta watch you. So if I feel I gotta watch you, you need to be removed. That's how we thought back in the day. And that's how the OGs I come up around, that's how they thought. So when you did fuck shit like that, they got rid of you. Straight up. And these dudes nowadays, in this day and time, they don't even hurt each other for the right reasons. Everything is about some bullshit on the strength, you know? And it is what it is. It's like, it ain't, I be listening to how these dudes hurting and killing each other. It ain't over nothing. It's really not over nothing. People getting money. It's the same like back in the day. Too many people with money, and they bored. They got toys, and they want a reason to use these toys. You know what I'm saying? So now you wage war on somebody that look like you, and now. But my point is, when you do that and you make that decision, go get who you want to get. Don't hit everybody else. And this hit home because a lady in my mother neighborhood got hit like that. A stray bullet. A youngin' going after somebody else. I don't even know the situation. Was he just a dumb youngin' just busting off and the stray bullet hit the lady? Did he mean to do it? We don't know. But the point is, these toys take people's lives. They not toys. It's real situations that come with when you pull that trigger. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it is what it is, man. You know, I'm a little fired up because, I was just kind of having words with my sister, and I ain't gotta go into it, but it is what it is. I said what I said. And sometimes you gotta light some fire under a loved one, but because they get it twisted real fast, and you got to remind them of what it is. So yeah, all right, man. Let me get off of that. We here today because Good Times, one of my favorite shows with JJ, Thelma, and I met Thelma in real life. I should have had that picture for this video. See, I ain't even thinking because I like to have photos to. I wonder, can I go get it? Because I got it somewhere. I got it somewhere. Anyway, I have a picture of Thelma. Before the end of this video, I'm gonna run up and get it. Cause what I do, I know I got it on my phone, and I blow them up by 8 by 10. Anybody I come in contact with, and keep a hard copy of it that I get blown up. You know. Hey, Miss Bronner, how you doing? What's up? I'm talking about Bookmen from Good Times. So yeah, me and you talked about it last night. Did you watch that movie that I told you to watch, or did you get a chance? Slave by Another Name. That's a good movie. Y'all need to check out. Um, Great movie. Talking about after the slavery was over, down south, the wealthy owners doing great. Not yet. Okay, cool. Okay. When you get a chance, let me know when you finish watching it. I want to hear your position on it, And thanks for tuning in. And so the movie was about how the wealthy owners in the South, business owners, after the slaves were let go and were free, they found a way to still keep the labor. Definitely will. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you. Um, they found out a way to uh make all these bogus laws to get people, black folks, men and women, to incarcerate them and then rent them out from the prison system to the manufacturers, basically renting them to the manufacturers for labor, cost of labor, of course, that they wasn't getting because you in jail, so you don't get nothing. So they were bogusly going out arresting people, black folks, for damn near nothing. And it was, they were breaking the law. And I can't really get in depth. I need to look at it because, amendments were constructed because of this practice. Like the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment is one shall not hold another person as personal labor without being compensated. Basically, you can't own slaves, and not, have them doing labor work and not paying them. The term, the law that they was breaking is called penninage, which derives from a word from peasants. We was crazy back in the day in the 1800s. We called the Mexican descent and culture peasants. So that came from the word Peonage came from the word peasants, and that's what white culture called a Mexican or a Latino descent. So it's a heavy movie. Everybody need to watch that movie. So and it's called Slave by Another Name. So slavery was over, everybody was free, but they constructed, you know, a law down south that if you were a prisoner, then we could use you as free commodity for the manufacturers as laborers. And they don't have to pay you. So this was a thriving process to motivate, these individuals of white culture to go out and arrest men and women to basically enslave them again. So this movie, um, they have people that are descendants of a lot of the people that were locked up, and they're speaking in this documentary about their loved ones that wrote letters that somehow got to Congress and the ball was rolling to change things, and it really wasn't until like 1920 when things started turning around and changing because uh you know uh you know white culture, the good righteous white culture, and they were dying. Okay, the white culture that supported this started dying off over the years, and their kids start growing up with a different perspective, and they worked along with the kids of the descendants to change a lot of this legislation to abolish these practices. And basically, when the term that you hear saying blacks built this land from their backs and from their bare hands is literally true. And you'll see it if you watch this movie, Slave by Another Name. Okay. All right, let's get back into the feature. We're doing Arrest in Heaven, and we giving respect to Johnny Brown, who was aka Bookman on Good Times, and everybody know him. He was a funny dude, always giving trouble to the Evans family, and that's an American Treasure show because it took you into a household that was trying to make it and keep a family structure. They had a daddy, they had the mama there, two sons and a daughter, and the struggles. Everybody identified with this show. And it was one of my favorite shows. I know I seen every episode. And I was telling Miss Bronner that um, the girl in the wheelchair, if you guys remember the episode, I think that was his daughter. It was an episode that I think Michael was got a CB, and the CB radio, and was talking to a young lady, and so that was like the first party line, the CB radio. You could talk to everybody. I mean, if you think back. So that young lady was either Bookman daughter or Ned the Wino daughter. It was one or the other. I gotta do my research on that. But and we talked about who's living now. The father, James Evans, is still living. He was just in the Coming to America 2 with Eddie Murphy. JJ is still out there doing the commercials for AARP. and and all of them are in their 80s. I think the father, John Amos, he's in his early 90s, if I saw that right. Because I saw he just had a birthday. He 90 years old. Because I think JJ is 80 something. All them around the same age. So Thelma, I want to say early 70s or late 60s. Ralph Carter that played Michael uh, is a New York, Brooklyn native, I think, and he still act on Broadway. Johnny Brown, who is AKA Bookman, he was a Broadway actor as well. So that's what and how he got his start. He was also a singer that was in a band. And usually Broadway actors are multi-talented. They sing, they dance. Samuel Jackson come from the Broadway stage, theater background, and so a lot of producers from all over the world, especially Hollywood, they come to New York and they scout what's going to be upcoming actors. So it's like a hub. Broadway is always a staple and a hub for actors and actresses to get noticed. And so that's how really a lot of these people launch their careers. And so I just want to give homage to Johnny Brown, aka Bookman. And I think Valona is still alive, if I'm not mistaken. Janet Dubois, I think that's her name. And that's French too. Because I mean, American, if you say it's Du Bois, but they say Dubois, so that's a French name. So, thank you, Miss Bronner. I'm just a TV buff, so I ain't reading no script. I'm basically going off of memory because, I was my grandmother TV buddy. We was sat in front of the TV and watch all these good shows from back then. The Jeffersons, Amen, all these black shows. Martin in Living Color. Martin is getting ready to do a reboot of their show, and Tommy is not going to be there because he died. And so you love to see this. The Fresh Prince just did a reboot. Now the Fresh Prince, they done did a TV movie called Bel Air, and it's on Peacock streaming service. Um, and Will Smith is the executive producer behind that. And since they done had the reboot, whereas though Will Smith and the first Aunt Viv, that were kind of cast out and blackballed from the show, and then because she had the sticker on her back that she was difficult to deal with and work with, Will Smith made up with her, and he told her that, and I haven't seen it, but I saw clips, that they sat down and was like, she told him straight up, you ruined my career because you was the up and coming star and you was in the music world and you came into the acting world, you know, all the investment was around you. So you didn't really know how much power you had, or maybe you did know and you exploited it. So when she said, I came to you and asked you on behalf of the staff, talk to the producers about giving us a raise because we were number one for, I don't know how many years, but she was like, you could have made that happen if you had spoken out for us and you was just like, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it, and I was trying to get you to understand you do have a lot to do with it because the show is named after you and around your profile. So if you threaten to to boycott or anything, they would have listened to you. So that's what she was saying. And he was like, well, I felt different. I felt like I didn't have a voice, and I was just glad to be making money. I was young, and if I could do it different and do it over, I would have done it. That's what he said. So that reunion was awesome. If you didn't see it, you need to see the Fresh Prince of Bel Air reunion. And because of that, uh 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 that whole powwow, and they all got together. All of them are living except the father, Avery, James Avery, that's his name, the father. He died, and he was a theater actor from a theater background. And and Aunt Viv, her name is Janet something. She is she's a professional dancer, like ballet dancer, and she displayed that in one of the episodes. So she still continued to work on that end of the spectrum through all the years that she couldn't get an acting job. She taught dance, and and she were in a lot of dance, uh, ballet, Broadway situations worldwide. So that's how she kept her money going. So, you know, um, but now that everybody done made peace and they all on the same page, she's working again. They giving her calls, and everybody sympathized with what she went through, with the blackballing thing, because everybody sided with Will Smith. And he's a mega star now. And and he said to her, I'm sorry, if I, held you from anything that you could have been big from. I'm sorry. And me, if I could mediate the situation, I'm gonna be like, okay, if you really sorry, she need a $2 million check. Compensate her for her pain and suffering, for her blackballing that you indirectly had something to do with. I mean, maybe you knew, maybe you didn't know, but you didn't step in. And then I'm sure a lot of negative people was in your ear about she's difficult. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just great to see all the black shows that people growing old gracefully, and she still look good. But but back to Johnny Brown, because I'm always segueing into other things, But this man was 84. Let's get some visuals on him. I got a nice picture that I found of him. This dude has the $1 million smile and everything. And you know, let me give y'all some visuals on him, and we'll go ahead and close it out. You know, get some visuals on him. Look at that smile though. He got the $1 million smile straight up. You know, Miss Brown, I got my dad Angel. This was one of the knickknacks that was on his nightstand. When he passed, and I had to go get his belongings, so I keep that close in remembrance of him. So, a lot of the episodes I show that Angel. That's just me paying homage to my pops. And but yeah, Johnny Brown, at some gala, a black tie gala, and he was a funny dude though, and you know, and but he also was like a villain at some point, And cause you kind of love to hate him because he was always stressing, the family about your rent is not due. Uh, something was wrong, like the oven you couldn't cook, and he like, all right, I'm gonna have to get to it, and it might take a week, and you just got the feeling that okay, you just didn't want to do it, or you don't want to do it, and because he will always exploit them because that's what he was doing. He was like, but I could put you at the head of the pack. Miss Evans, you cook me one of them nice cakes, So he was a fool, at the end of the day. And but yeah, that's who he was, and that's why, we loved his character because uh all in all, I think oh, he was married on the show. He had a wife that was nagging him all the time. He was always talking about his wife nagging him. So I just think sometimes people just want to be part of a group or some kind of family structure when they don't have that. And sometimes they do things to get attention and it be in a negative way, but they mean well at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And so rest in peace to Johnny Brown, aka Bookman, and 84 years, 30 years in the business. And, you know, it's like, you done made your mark. And every time we look at good times, your legacy will be remembered always. So I'm gonna end with that. I done gave everybody 30 minutes. And thank you everybody for tuning in. I had three people in there. Miss Brown have been commenting, and thank you for joining me. And I'm gonna close it like that. Y'all have a great day, and I holler, like, share, subscribe, and thank you for rocking with me. And I see you on the next round. Peace.